I had a request to do a video about how to use a staff in magic, which is basically just a very long stick or a long branch of a tree. We don't use them a lot in Wicca or witchcraft, but they're kind of nice things to have, and they do have a use. So I'm going to talk about 5 of those uses in this video today. But before I do, hi, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. If you're new to the channel and you want to become a witch or a Wiccan or learn Wicca and witchcraft, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. The staff is really an extension of the wand. So you know the wand is a tool that represents the element of fire in most traditions. In some traditions it represents the element of air. And it's used mostly for invocation and directing energy. The staff is pretty similar, it's just a lot bigger, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. Like wands, you can also have crystals attached to them, attached to the tip, have a crystal point on the tip of your staff, or you can just have a plain wooden staff. They are generally made of wood, although these days you will see staffs made of more synthetic things, but they're really more for show. If you're wanting to work with a staff in a magical context, then they do need to be of some kind of wood. And if you want to get really specific with the sort of work you're doing with your staff or your wand, then you'll probably be particular about what kind of wood you use. But if you're just looking for a general purpose, a staff or wand, it doesn't actually matter so much about the actual wood itself, because the real thing about these tools is that you're using your energy to direct through the object, the staff or the wand. Now this is my staff, which hasn't actually been really made into a staff yet, so I haven't done any decorating or anything. It's just a straight piece of wood. It is from a gum tree, so it's gum, a eucalyptus wood, and it's a nice piece. It's not completely straight, so it's not the best tool for directing energy or for putting a crystal point on. I would suggest that if you are wanting to use your staff particularly for magical work, which I don't want to really use mine for, I don't do a lot of outdoor work where I would really need to use a staff, then you'll be wanting something that has at least it's straight at the top where you're going to be pointing the energy. Mine isn't there yet. I could cut it to make it like that. I haven't actually determined what I'm going to do with that. I have had this for a long time and I haven't done anything with it. So it's not something I use a lot or really at all, but I know it's there and it's there to be worked on. So one of the first things you can use a staff for is for just general walking. So where I have used a staff a lot is when I'm going bushwalking or walking through the rainforest or a forest. I really like the feel of having a piece of wood that I'll often just pick up from the forest itself and use to walk the path. There's something very connected about holding a branch of a tree, digging it into the earth as I'm walking. It's an extra way for me to make contact with the earth because I'm connecting with the wood, and it's connecting with the earth as well as my feet connecting with the earth. So I can really feel that connection when I put the staff down on the ground before I take that step. So it's a great tool for connecting. You could even just stand on the earth holding your staff, holding it in front of you. I won't hold it directly in front of me while I'm on the camera, but just holding it directly in front of you with both hands and just feeling its connection to the ground, and then your connection to it and your connection to the ground. So you can really start to feel how you can connect to things, and the staff is helpful because it's connecting to the earth as well. So it's getting that energy, also that connection to the earth. So that's one way that you can use it. Play around with that. See how it feels, connect it to different surfaces. Try putting it in water, like in a stream or the ocean. try the sand at a beach, and just get a sense of how you can connect with the earth in different ways simply by working with a tool from the earth herself. From a more magical context, the second way that you can use your staff is to use it to invoke, which is what you'd use your wand for. So you can hold your staff in your hands as you're invoking a deity or spirits. And it really just gives you that sense of strength. If you're doing spirit work, it gives you that sense of authority. But it's also a tool that can help you, again, connect, because you're holding something of the earth. So it helps you connect to the earth, particularly if you are doing something inside where you're not directly connected to the earth, you've got a floor underneath you. Just having your staff there as a tool of the earth can help you connect to that earth energy for invocation. You can use your staff to direct energy. Again, if you've got a crystal point at the end of it, or you've got a straight staff, you can use it to set up an energy around your circle, so you can walk around your circle with your staff. This is something you're more likely to do when you're outside and you've got a lot of space to be able to direct your energy. So if you're wanting to project a circle that's large in area, then a staff or a sword is a really good way to project that energy out from a distance from yourself, whereas an athame and a wand aren't going to be, well, they're not long enough, and it's harder to project the energy far enough. Whereas if you've got another tool that can help carry that energy like a staff, then you can have that energy around you that is much, much broader. So you can use it to help you with your circle casting as well. Another way that you can use your staff is when you're doing magic and you've got to the point in your magic where you're ready to release the energy and you're really ready for it to just go. You can just bang your staff on the ground once or 3 times to really feel that you are sending that energy off out into the universe. It's a very empowering feeling to just drive that staff into the floor or into the ground. Be careful that you don't damage a floor if you're dealing with certain softer surfaces, but it just gives you that energy, that oomph. Off you go. It's great because if you're standing, you're also using more energy, so you can project more energy when you're standing. But even like I'm sitting here at the moment, you can even have your staff with you as you sit and dive it in to really push off that energy. And such a simple thing is actually quite powerful, so certainly give that a go. And the last thing I wanted to share with you about how you can use your staff is if you're doing protection magic and you've got a circle already set up and you're wanting to protect yourself from all directions of the circle, you can use your staff symbolically to go to each quarter and just push it out as you say a protective chant or whatever it is that you're doing for your protection magic, and go to each quarter and do that. You can even go to the cross quarters and do that. So it's like you're warding off with your staff. So you're putting it up there as a barrier to anything being able to get to you. It's a defensive form of magic. It's like if you're fighting and you hold it up to stop another staff from hitting you, you're using it like a shield. So think of it as shielding. You can use it as for shielding magic. So that's another way you can use your staff. I'm sure that creative as witches and Wiccans are, we can come up with all sorts of ways to use our tools. And it's fun to experiment with different ways to use the tools. In the Mystery Witch School 101, I teach you how to use the 4 common tools, which is the wand, the athame, the pentacle, and the cup. But if you want to add extra things like this to your practice, then it's really just looking at this as an extension of your wand and what sort of things can you do with a wand, and then you're just adding more to that, and definitely more options for space with your staff as well. And if you're interested in learning Wicca and you want to sign up and join a group of like-minded people from all around the world to get past not knowing how to do it yourself and all of the overwhelm of trying to figure it out for yourself, then do check out the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. The link to it is in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.